All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Lab at Collab Studios. This is a bunch of creative minds that come together every Friday. We talk about what's on the top of our mind, mainly with business, entrepreneurship, and podcasting. Welcome to the show. Here we have Durania.
What's the topic of the night, guys?
Topic of the night?
Yes.
Well, we can get into it, right? B, you got to say hi to the people.
What's up, folks?
How's it going?
How's it going, folks? Happy Friday.
How's life?
So how's your week been, guys? Like, before we get really into, like, all the topics that we're going to go over today, like, how's your week been?
First.
Heavy or?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
My week's been pretty, not too heavy.
Not too heavy?
No. I've been at, like, a frequency of just getting up every morning and starting my day.
Okay, so changing up, like, maybe your patterns of waking up and stuff?
Yeah.
That's dope. I feel like people need a little bit of an explanation of what heavy means. That comes from Barion's sister. One day we were talking, and he brought it up. It's like, before you even start talking to someone, like, you got to ask them, like, how's your day or how's your week? Has it been heavy?
Yeah.
And, like, heavy means that just, like, you have a heavy burden, or maybe there's something on top of your mind. And, like, a lot of us as professionals, we got to, like, turn that off, because we got to, like, be able to just be camera ready.
Always.
It don't matter how heavy it is.
That's a fact.
Heavy is the head that the crown is on, right?
That's a fact.
So yeah, man. My week hasn't been too heavy. It's been crazy busy balancing studio, day job, kids, fam, all that good stuff. But life has a funny way of reminding you and pushing you in certain ways. B, that's one of your phones, man. One of your phones is going on.
Bro, I always put my stuff on silent, and I don't understand how stuff still gets through.
It's because people just want to get a hold of you, bro. Like, you're always popular.
Sounds.
Was that an email?
This is one of the Android phones, because I know that sound.
Oh.
So, yeah, I
It
also
wasn't on
feel
me.
like having a heavy day, it's like maybe you're not ready to hear the news that you're going to be told. That's why it's important to ask that.
My day started off crazy this morning. I almost fell off a roof.
Wait, what? I
Yeah.
thought you were going to tell me that you had to drive all the way to Palm City or something.
I did.
But
When I was there, I almost fell off a roof. These people, so I went to go measure this window for this lady. So I'd be doing like some consultant work for my homie that owns a window company. So I go to Palm City, and these are like the windows that are like, they got like high ceilings on the inside, and these are just like skylights that kind of look into the living room. Well, my ladder was too small inside the house to get them. So I take my ladder, and I'm like, I'm just going on the roof and get them. They had a metal roof, and it just was wet. First step, Yeezys ain't got no grip on them.
Yeah.
So I literally Sliz, I had to tell the lady, I like, look, I want to get this measurement for you, but I don't know how I'm going to get it. So she goes and gets me like a towel, and I'm literally wiping each spot as I go up the roof. Wiping each spot going up the roof. And this is the part of entrepreneurship why you need life insurance, health insurance, because my wife would have been paid if I'd have
You would have fell.
that roof.
That's wild, man.
Oh, I just got a Medium notification. Can we talk to Angel about that?
About Medium?
Yeah, he didn't know.
What's Medium, guys?
Remember yesterday you were like, you get inspired to write articles and you're led the wrong way? Well, Barion has that app too, and you can write articles there.
Explain this to me, man.
So when I first got into my contributor journey, I was working on my personal brand. I noticed that all the people that was in the entrepreneurship space were contributing writers to other platforms, right? I looked at the Gary V's, the Grant Cardones, all these guys wrote articles on branding and entrepreneurship for other publications. Well, I didn't have access to no publications yet because I was just starting out. Well, Medium, you can just sign up for one and start writing. Medium's does the marketing for you if your article is good, and they push it to their audience. So my first couple articles of being a contributor were Medium articles.
Last night I read like 3 professional. Like,
Yeah.
love them.
They
I
don't
felt
got to
like
be
3
long
professional.
reads, short reads.
Yeah.
They could be 2-minute reads. But that's where I started. My writing journey was at Medium.
And these things are like short form,
Short form.
like kind of like quick clip notes of topics.
Whatever you feel like
All
writing
sorts
about.
of different topics.
Whatever you feel like writing about.
But it's just
But
like
when you write something really
articles.
good that aligns with Medium, like, oh, that was a really good article, they push it out to their audience and you can get paid
Interesting.
for the views.
So I mean, there's a lot of knowledge that we've been going through, not only this week but like this month, right? Like I got into more article writing. Shout out to hiphopdose.com, digitalbuzz.com, DaVinciMag.com. I got that right?
Yes, sir.
I put Da Vinci Magazine the other day and I was like,
No,
oh,
it's Da Vinci Magazine.
It'll still go?
It is
Okay.
magazine.
magazine.
.com.
DaVinciMagazine.com.
The IG is the one that's Da Vinci Mag.
Mag,
Yeah,
yeah.
I always get those two confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, shout out to this month. A lot of growth. I've been a student again, learning a little bit about, that stuff, the knowledge that you'll be dropping. But a lot of people really understand that type of stuff is really what will get you to a point where you can like start doing the things that you want to do, live your dreams, right? You got to be able to get a little bit of income so you're comfortable, you're in a good spot so you can take risks, right?
I've been on this $1,000 a day journey. I want to have a week, 5 days out of the week, where every day in a row I hit $1,000 a day. I haven't been hitting it. I hit it once last week. I got close this week. I had a $700 day, $500 day, $400, but I didn't have $1,000 day. But I feel like in my mind, when I'm aiming for the 1,000, the 700s and 800s ain't bad, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, if I keep aiming for 1,000,
You're going to get there.
I'm at least get halfway there every day. So today was only a $400 day though, and I almost lost my life.
No way. I don't want to go too far on the tangent, but that brings up something that I've consumed this week, right? I watch a lot of different podcasts and stuff, and there was one podcast that talks about the millionaire mindset before you make a million. That your mindset has to change and get into this frame of thinking before the first million even shows up, or before whatever goal that you're trying to set for yourself. So similar to what you're saying, you're in your mind already thinking you're gonna make $1,000 days, and maybe you hit those $1,000 days, but because you have that mindset, maybe that's why you have the $500, $700 days.
So think about if the mindset is 10 million, the million should be easy to get.
I follow this girl on TikTok, and she did like these Google sheets, and she said like her name and then vision map, and then she did her morning like daily morning read, and it was like about herself. She said, oh, like for example, I'm gonna say myself, Dorania Lacone, by 25 she's a millionaire, and literally now she's 25 and she's a millionaire. And she wrote down her strategy of how she's going to do it. And she kept on reading it every morning. And that was part of the
So now
mindset.
we need to know what action she took after reading, right?
Yeah.
Well, that brings up a lot of really successful people say that.
Oh, and
like
she
you have to
even
put it down on paper
like,
first
these
before it
inspo
grows.
pictures.
Well, that
Of what
comes from the
inspires her?
Bible.
Yep.
Write it down, make it plain. Somebody find that scripture. But
Amen.
my mom will love that.
Put
I
it down.
did
I
the
thought you said
Bible.
that. He getting mom credits
my
right
mom
now.
will love that. Like, I raised that boy right. But no, that's in the Bible. Write it down, make it plain. So if we still doing it now, when was the Bible out? So it's still so much knowledge in the Bible that some of the stuff my mom instilled in me it's hidden. It's still there. It comes out randomly.
As it should.
Yeah.
I think, who was it? Jim Carrey, right? That said before he started his acting career, he wrote a blank check to himself, or $1 million check to himself, put it in his wallet,
so he can remind himself.
And then he just went through the motions, right? Getting to the next step of trying to get there. For us, a lot of it is building content. Like, how do we, push as much content out there as possible so that we can either get leads, monetizations through our platforms, practice the editing, the craft of editing, right? And getting videos out in an efficient manner.
Knowing your niche.
Knowing the niche, right? That goes along with branding. Very important. That's a lot of stuff that Barion be talking about. But I recently came across something that allowed me to change my frame of thought when it came down to creating content. Think Media. Shout out to Think Media. If you guys don't know about Think Media on YouTube, go just look it up. You'll see their channel will pop up. A lot of stories on that team, that collective team, but they were able to build systems and they wrote a book, YouTube Secrets, and all this good stuff. But one of the guys talks about, like, when you're going to create content, don't think of it as like you're going out and creating that content. Just put a camera out and record what you're naturally already doing in a documented type of form. And that content should be enough for you that you can create, and put it out.
Or even like that type of content will figure out what type of person you are with yourself.
It could definitely show some insights because not a lot of people record themselves when they're just talking and going through their everyday life, right? Hence our new guest, the GoPro in the middle of the table. That's my approach. So I'm a dad. I run businesses, all this kind of stuff. You see how hard it is for me to create content. You see how sometimes it's really difficult for me even to be motivated to create that content. So at this point, I'm just going to carry a GoPro in my backpack, hit record wherever I go. And that's my content. That's my content plan. My content strategy plan.
It's lit really well.
Yeah, you guys can see it right now. Let's cut from this one to this one so you guys can see the angle. But that's the idea, right? What do you think about badge content? I know that you're very busy and we record your show pretty much every week at this time slot.
Yeah.
But like, what do you think about that?
For me, it don't work. I'm not saying it don't work for some people, right? It depends on. I like to be very current in the stuff that I talk about. So I feel like when you batch create, if something happened yesterday, I could talk about it today. Had I batch created last week,
you wouldn't be able to put that out,
yeah.
Next time you see me now, I'm playing catch up to like take you back when it's already new news done came. So that's the only thing. So I think it depends on what your niche is and what your topics are. That if it's very vague and it's not really nothing to do with nothing current, but with the way stuff is moving, you should be current, right?
Yeah. I feel
Imagine
like for me,
3 months ago, you batch
adjust.
created and you didn't know Chat GPT.
That was out, right?
You're out of the conversation.
Yeah, that's so true.
So that's a good point.
I feel like it's very hard for me to adjust to that because it's like a lifestyle.
What?
To posting.
Yeah.
Right? The whole, it
like
consuming
your current situation
takes a lot of time consumption, right? To be able to do that kind of stuff. But like going back to Barion's point, like let's give them some sauce. That is categorized as evergreen content versus like current content,
Correct.
like, right?
Yeah.
And there's strategies for both. A lot of times people utilize live, they run a live, and that's how they create their current content strategy. Or they have a specific day during the week, right? Yeah. And at the end of that week, they can stay ahead and have a release date right at the end of like a Sunday or something like that, right? Yeah. So
I mean, when I used to like actually post photos on social media.
On what account? What account?
My Barion Mcqueen account.
Oh, God, Barion.
So like when I used to actually post photos and I was trying to get H&M sponsorships and do all of this stuff, like I was a plus size model, right?
Yeah.
I used to batch create. I used to create on Sundays. I would take my wife to all the dope spots and she would take my pictures. For that reason, just so I can I call it like a content day, basically. This is my content day. I'm 6 hours. I'm riding around. I'm changing in the car. It's just like, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But I ain't had to do it for the month. I was using Buffer at the time to schedule all my posts.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you how to schedule that.
So I used Buffer. So Buffer would let me do Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook all at the same time.
Does it still work?
Yes, it's free too. But I'm sure it's probably way more advanced now than I'd hope they would advance since I used to use it.
You just experienced a scheduling kind of thing. Like you had like over 50 videos you had to schedule for a client.
Yeah.
How was that experience? How'd you like it?
It was fun because the client had it very organized. So
it was It was fun.
Yeah.
You hear this? But this is the thing. That's why when you hear from editors, you're like, I love to edit. You're like, bro, I hate to edit.
Oh my gosh.
I don't feel you on that, right?
I hate editing.
But this process was easy for you because it was organized. Everything was kind of already in a
But you said
folder.
it was fun though. What was fun?
What made it
about
fun? Yeah, like what?
How
was,
easy it was.
and what were you using? Like what was the platform you
Facebook
used?
Business Suite.
Okay.
So that's the Facebook Meta Suite because a lot of
I
people
don't
don't.
know. Is it Creator Suite? Is it?
It's
What
Meta.
are they doing?
No, I love
Meta,
this.
Meta Business Suite.
I love
right?
it because
But they keep on changing it.
well, a lot of people don't even know this exists.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like they go through Buzzsprout. Shout out to all these other platforms, but inside of Facebook, you have the Creator Studio. Google it. Log in with your Facebook account. You have access to posting on your Instagram or scheduling stuff. You can schedule stories, reels, all that good stuff. But now they're converting it over to Meta Business. I personally don't. They've been bluffing on this for years, but now there's an actual yellow bar on top of the Creator Studio that says that it's going to go away and that everything's going to go over to the Meta Suite. I just don't like how the Meta Suite like works right now. Like you log in, sometimes you can get into like your messages for IG. Sometimes it's disconnected.
All right, so I don't like it because I feel like this is how I got hacked. My Facebook was connected to my Instagram, so somebody was able to get into my Facebook and actually message people to my Instagram because those two were connected.
Yeah.
So how I'm looking at my Instagram, I'm like, nah, I didn't get hacked on Instagram, and I find out it was my Facebook that got hacked. But because they were linked, you can just be in there messaging and DMing, and this guy's like, hey, I can get you verified. Send me $10,000.
Yeah.
And then I get this random guy like, yo, you stole money from me. I'm going to hit all your friends up and tell them you a scammer. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I don't even know you.
Yeah.
And then he sends me the screenshots, and I'm like, nah, man, this got to be photoshopped. Like, you ain't talked to me.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you gave me your WhatsApp number. And I'm like,
everything.
bro. First of all, my WhatsApp number.
WhatsApp number. Oh my God.
Bro.
That's such a scam.
So.
Hey, but people are getting got out there, bro. There was a whole season where a bunch of my friends, that was getting DM'd about like Bitcoin and this and that investments, and I'd have their personal number. I'm like, bro, are you trying to sell me Bitcoin or something? He's like, nah, bro, my account got hacked. I can't get it back, and all and so on and so forth. And it's like it brings to light like the safety that Instagram has in order to get your account back or even communicate with them, right? I mean, they're right now about to go through a system where they're gonna put you in a queue to get verification, right? It's like, bro, stop putting your energy and effort into that and help me protect my damn account so that I don't get hacked.
I should read it, what it said to you. It's what it says when you open your Instagram up. It says, first of all, my account's already verified, so why would I want to get in a wait list, right?
Exactly.
But it said literally, we're rolling this out. Verification now means that you have provided us with ID.
Which is, not for nothing, but the original reason of verification was just to tell the internet that you are the real
person.
version of this account.
I'm me.
That's it. I'm me.
So,
and then it got this whole different thing that you're famous, right? And then now they're coming back and trying to reset it. And it's like, bro, but you already let the cat out the bag.
So that's
It's
what
like when people put the official behind their after their name.
Yeah, that's another way people were doing it to get like an official account. If they couldn't get the blue check, they would just put like, I don't know, Angel Martinez official, and then that would be like the official account.
Oh,
have you seen that?
my wife is the real Christine McQueen.
The real, right? You put the
Yeah.
real in front of it.
Yeah, because the other Christine McQueen's a porn star.
Stop.
Oh,
For real?
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So my wife's last name was Martinez before we got married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
just
She's my
couldn't-
fam.
She couldn't
Coincidence.
wait to get rid of this last name. No offense.
No, I feel you.
But
Hey,
it's-
not many Martinez's are known for good
so
things.
she's
so
just
it's all
like,
good.
oh, I can't wait to just, because she never had like a good relationship with her dad. But that was his last name,
Yeah.
so she just felt like, oh, I can't wait to change it and get rid of that.
Yeah.
So when she changed it, I'm like, yo, so you gonna change your social media? And she's like, yeah, put me, you Barion Mcqueen now, put me Christine McQueen. And we looked, and it was taken, and I'm like, well, who's
Who has
Christine? So
this?
we Googled it, and it's like a porn star. I'm like, ooh, you want to be I am Christine McQueen? Or She's like, just put real in front.
Can you imagine her setting it for press passes for
Oh
the
my
I'm
goodness.
over here thinking, and it's like, if you want to be that type of person that creates content and have that lifestyle of your current life on social media, you have to really want it.
You have to really want it.
But then again, the world tells you, like, you know, for you to grow now professionally in any way, you have to do it.
You almost feel like you have to go down this road because other people have experienced success, and it's like they'll look at you and be like, why aren't you doing it? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
I feel like those are the anomalies, right? Like, I was actually listening to other people's podcasts today. I had an hour and a half
Who was it?
drive
Who you
to Palm
listening to?
City. His name is Bob Gentle. Bob Gentle has a podcast. I actually can pull it up right now. It's called The Personal Brand Business Show. And his thing is the Personal Brand Business Show: entrepreneurship, personal branding, expert business, and personal development. So they pretty short episodes, 30 minutes, 40 max maybe. So I'm like listening, and he's bringing on all of these people that are in this space that I'm in that I didn't even never know existed in the personal branding space. So the first thing I do, like, they giving some good value. I'm like, oh snap, let me look them up.
Yeah.
They personal brands is trash on Instagram. So I'm like,
Does that make you just want to fix everybody's?
no, it lets me know that in this space, those people don't care about Instagram. One of the ladies said it. She was like, people talk about how much you should post per day. I post 3 times a week because I'm a business owner. I'm not an influencer. I post 3 times a week. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not.
That's fair.
So I'm like, she's like, I'm not a content creator. I'm a business owner. So I was like, I never looked at that perspective. Like we pump out a lot of content.
Yeah.
But she's like, I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm doing business. I'm not a content creator.
Yeah, I'm not in the
I'm
camera
not in
all
the business
time.
of creating content. I'm
Yeah.
in the business of running business.
Yeah.
So I was like, touche.
Well, I mean, shout out to her that she was able to like kind of set that line for herself, because I feel like a lot of people spiral out of control.
And her name was Katie Brinkley.
Katie Brinkley.
Shout out to you, Katie. Drop some gems. But that's what I was looking at, right? So maybe I was wrong for looking at that? Like, hey, these people were in my space. Let me check them out.
Yeah.
And the numbers don't match.
See, it's a tricky thing, man, because like when you're dealing with entrepreneurs or business owners, they like to apply what's called ROI to pretty much everything they're doing.
Yeah.
Whether it's their time, assets, whatever it is. So when you think about content creation,
It's no
how do you
ROI.
put a value or an ROI on content creation when some of it can outlive you almost, outlive your business, right?
What's an ROI?
Return on investment.
Oh, right.
So remember,
I keep
I
getting-
taught you that one.
So
I'm
most
getting
people
there.
that are business owners, they don't care about social media because they like, I'm not going to get no leads from it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to invest time and marketing and all of this and create content.
Or there's the people that are like, you know what? I'm going to just post just to post because that's what I'm getting told. And then what they're posting is
Crap.
not valuable. Yeah.
Or it's disconnected from their brand. We have so many people we know
Yeah.
Yeah.
that post stuff and it's totally disconnected from their brand.
So I think but for me though, when somebody says I'm a personal branding expert,
you should have something.
you gotta embrace, because this is what social media is for. It's
But
an
then-
extension of the brand.
But then again, you have people that go to school for personal branding expert and then they just say that they're that because they have the diploma, but what they taught you in school is not really.
I feel
Not
the
the way
same.
you see it.
I feel the same way about people that preach at church. Right? It's always been my understanding
The
that people
hypocrites.
that people that are pastors and reverends are supposed to be God anointed people. So what is there? Why is there a seminary school where you can go to school for a couple years and then you come out a pastor? That's not God anointed. You just took a class. That's what I feel like this is.
That's
Deep.
that's deep.
Oh yeah. He's connecting the dots with a lot of the stuff that, you know, is out like the common advice to do X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Is to content is king, create as much content as possible.
Right.
So that you can, you know, maximize your brand awareness or whatever it is. I feel like what has happened though, there has been a merge of the PR person that you would hire as a business owner so that you have someone following you around wherever you go. Like we know a lot of really successful people like Gary Vee has his own videographer. Casey Neistat does his own stuff, but he has people on his team, obviously, that help out. But it's like that separation of actually hiring someone to help you create that content versus you now being the driver of like, hey, I need to create this content.
Yeah, but people, rich people and people with money buy time. If you rich, you don't cut your own grass. You pay somebody.
Right.
Rich people are always constantly trying to buy back time. They got nannies, they got landscapers, they got a pool guy, they got personal shoppers. They trying to buy back time. So if you don't know how to do branding and you don't know, rich people pay somebody to do that. Whether it's good or not, they just assume if I'm paying, it's going to be good.
That's
But
true.
that, I feel like that also comes in the person. Because, for example, if I was rich, I would love to pay everybody for, doing all those things for me. But I'll make sure to interview them.
But how
before.
important would it be if you knew how to already do all of those jobs that you can fact check everything they do?
Exactly.
That's me.
Yeah.
If I hire a marketing company, it's because I know marketing and I know, oh, you're not the guy.
Yeah.
So I think business owners should kind of, I always tell people, they don't have
take
to
like
master.
a little course or
You
something?
don't have to. Google is
Yeah.
offering classes for free to learn
yeah.
Google. Nobody takes none of these Google classes. When I started my marketing agency, the first thing I took was their free Google Analytics. And every time they updated it, I kept updating my certification and learning. And then all of these platforms is showing you how to use it.
But some rich people just don't have the effort. They don't want to.
No, they don't have the time.
Yeah.
So they'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of this stuff, it takes time to build.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be able to like get some traction. And then people don't make it out even the practice round before they even say, okay, now we've gotten across this threshold and we're making money or whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking about monetization, we just met with a dope person this week, Marley from like our PR person, we're going to call her, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break just to shout her out for a second. She
Yes.
brought us this gift.
Marley
right?
come through bearing
right?
gifts.
We got a whole new bottle here that we could try out on the lab every week. This is dry gin, No Let's dry gin, silver imported from Holland. This seems very like fancy.
The bottle's beautiful.
The bottle is beautiful. Here's an up close shot.
Yeah,
hey, the
it's
GoPro
beautiful.
serves as two things, right? We got one up close shot of it.
Beautiful.
We're going to get her on soon.
Yeah, we'll get her on. She was supposed to be here this week. Shout out if you're watching this one, Marley. Thank you for the bottle. We really appreciate it. We're definitely enjoying it. So as I pour this out, I want to talk about this article that I just pulled up from Google News. Shout out to Google News. I know, B, this is a lot of stuff that you're dropping a lot of knowledge on us, and we're kind of like students to the game right now. But Google News, I mean, if you guys are in the game of either writing, creating content, whatever it is that you want to do, tell them a little bit about that, B. Like, give them the sauce.
So Google News, somebody that actually, I'm an owner of several publications. It's very important that your publication ranks on Google News. It takes a really long time for your stuff to populate, but Google News related content, Google will push your content to the top when it's relevant stuff that people are searching. So I always tell people that are looking for new stories and looking for what's happening, Google News is to the minute.
Yeah.
I can go on Google News and they'll tell me what was the top story 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, why are you not using this to create content? If this is something that's a hot topic,
And that goes for any industry.
any industry,
Yeah.
you can click the tabs. You can go health, you can go local, you can go business, you could go politics,
Beauty, fashion.
It's right there. It's current. So if I'm a content creator, why would I not be building my content around what's current?
And it's kind of like what Angel always says, there's not enough YouTube videos.
Yeah.
There's not enough Google News.
There's not enough Google News.
There's so much content out there. So thank you for giving everybody the sauce on that. Speaking about Google News, I got an article here. Ice-T has a new podcast that he's already recorded a year's worth of episodes. 1 year's worth of episodes.
You want my thoughts on that?
Give me that. Remember, that was the whole concept around batch content. What was his mindset around doing something like this?
All right, poor Ice-T. Listen, Ice-T is a legend. Let me just start there.
Okay, I was already wondering who he is.
Ice-T,
Yeah.
the rapper,
Yeah.
Coco's
I love it.
husband.
I love
You
it.
know Coco? This is where the age.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted her to react
You
naturally
don't watch
to this.
Law and Order? It's Law and Order he's on, right?
Correct.
SVU and all of that?
Yeah, but the thing, remember, be like that.
I
That's,
was reading the article though, and look at the part where he says where he got his quotes from, his motivational quotes.
Where?
He says he even gets it from random people. Like somebody can be talking to him, and he just comes up with his quotes for his content.
oh, so he goes and writes it down.
I tell
Yeah.
people the best advice I've ever gotten was from homeless people.
Drop the gene.
If you ever just disregard all the dishevelment, the sign, sit and talk to a homeless person and see if your perspective don't change or you learn. So I've learned something from a homeless guy that told me, Barion, you know why I'm homeless? Because I chose to be. And I'm like, what kind
Who
of?
chooses that?
He said I lost my job, I lost my wife, and I was just like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So the goal was for me to make it to Florida. He was coming from Washington, D.C. And I was like, well, why Florida? He was like, it's the only place you can go and not have to worry about the cold. So I can go, I can wash up at the beach, I can just enjoy life. I don't have no bills.
It's like all the homeless in California.
Oh, dude's so happy when I see him every time. And I'm just like, man, I really never thought about.
He's around your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He got a bike now. I always used to see him when I'm at the Tesla spot. He's like, B, I got a bike now. And he's just like, now he can bike to the beach. And now he can, this dude is the happy.
He's happy. Yeah.
With no money or whatever. He's like, yo, I do little side stuff. If I need to get money, I go spin some signs for some barbershops. But I get what I need to eat.
His food money, yeah.
And he just living life, happy as can be, with no money.
See, that's exactly what, that's the spin I wanted to give this article. Like, when I read that Ice-T did a year's worth of content, for me, I'm very passionate about podcasting. You know this, right?
Yes, he is.
Storytelling, podcasting, that's like my whole world, right? And when it comes down to a lot of clients that I get, I feel like we're our own worst enemy. Like, when you want to create something, when you want to get to your goal, sometimes your mind is competing against, your urge to want to do it. It's trying to come up with excuses and shit like that, right? But for someone to go and create a year's worth of content,
that's when I say
for you to put out,
when you really want to do something, you go and do it.
you got to go out there and get it. Now, there is that concept that we brought up earlier. It's like, okay, you need to make income. You need to be in a place where you can mentally take risks, or you need to be a little bit low-key insane. Because imagine the amount of hours and sweat equity that we put into not only our businesses, our brands, and have not seen the return that we envision that we're going to see. And we still wake up every day doing it every single day.
But then again, we also want to think, how much did this guy pay somebody to just have the setup, the scripts? What did he do? What's his strategy?
Right?
Maybe he just paid somebody to do all the content for him, and all he did was, not much.
That's true. And you bring up a great point. I'm going to be selfish and do a drop. At Collab Studios, that's what we do. Our clients come in here. They don't have to do thinking. They sit down, talk their shit.
Please let them know.
And they leave.
Please.
And that's 24-hour turnaround. Yo, if there's any other studios out there, I'm not trying to knock y'all. Copy what I'm doing, guys. Return in 24 hours, and I bet your clients are going to love you. That's simple how it is. Tell them, B. What, out there, the competition is slim right now.
The last time I got on this podcast, I talked about finding your piece of bread. For all the people that said it's too many podcasts, it's not enough. Angel is a podcast advocate. I'm very clear in what podcasting can do from a personal branding standpoint. If I did not have a podcast, if we did not do these lab sessions, I would not have content to put on social media. Let's be clear. All of those reels everybody likes, and that's all from these sit down sessions. So I love what podcasts as an accessory to the personal brand, right? You got a nice outfit, but you put a dope coat on, right?
Adds up the
Podcast
value.
is the nice coat to the brand, right? I like that, right?
love
So
that.
I'm gonna podcast. I'm not an advocate yo, podcast this week, gotta get it done. Nah, that's not me. But I understand what it is. I love talking. I love sharing stories. I love what it It gives me like, we used to do these things called like at probably like how your dad started his thing, right? Like just at the kitchen talk.
Yeah. Kitchen table. Yep.
Alcohol's poured and you just chopping it up at the table.
Family in the background, you comfortable.
After a while, you like, yo, you gonna order something to eat, get some pizzas and some wings or something going. That's like podcasting to me.
Yeah.
So it don't feel it's very natural for me to just podcast. What was that?
It's talking. It wants to be on the podcast.
No, the GoPro's. I'll cut that part out. No big deal. The GoPro. The GoPro has. I'll leave it. No problem.
What? It died?
No, it has. I think it has a time limit recording.
Oh.
It might be dying too. So who knows? GoPro.
Oh, it is
Hang in
dying
there. Hang in there, champ.
It had like 37%.
Let's see when it goes. Oh, let's take a little bit of a moment. We just poured out the glasses for this dry gin. They're not really sponsoring this, but like we like to give people credit where credit is due.
And I'm gonna compare this to Tanqueray, so let's see.
Oh, Tanqueray. Whoa. Hold on, let me get B's face there.
Oh my God.
How you feel, B?
Where's Bubba?
If you don't know, Bubba's his water bottle he carries everywhere. So if you ever see B, this is
Bubba.
That's Bubba. Go ahead, you can take your Bubba.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of have no comment.
All right.
I'm gonna give my point of view. It's not that like
Is it lime in it?
it has. Look on the back while I'm
Like
giving.
lychee maybe. Let me read it.
Look while I'm going through my.
Combines a rich, fruity, floral aroma
I do taste that.
with a classic dry finish.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
So
look,
that's the lime I'm
The
tasting.
description is definitely
It's accurate.
Yeah.
it's accurate. I don't want y'all to judge me, but like I've done my fair share of drinking,
Okay.
and gin.
I need some.
Gin is definitely something that I drank when I was a lot younger.
Okay.
Probably like around 21-ish.
Okay.
We used to mix this with orange juice, gin and juice, all that good stuff. Now, I will tell you, traditional gin, or the other types of gin that I've tried, are a lot harder than this, harsher. Like, it burns going down your throat. This didn't burn my throat.
It gave me. I got the fruit.
It didn't
right away,
didn't
I got the
burn
fruit.
my throat at all.
I got the fruit part.
Like, right away, I got the fruit.
It didn't
Maybe
burn
you're
my
just
throat
not a
at
gin guy. That's
It wasn't what I was expecting from gin though.
because you were comparing it
To a Tanqueray.
Yeah. What is that comparison? Like, from a Tanqueray to this?
It's almost comparing like Grey Goose to like what's the newest vodka now?
Damn it.
Like a Ciroc.
Yeah,
right?
okay,
Ciroc
yeah.
got all these fruity flavors and it's smooth and it's fruity.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the cute version of what gin. Gin ain't supposed to be cute. That's cute.
That's
gin.
cute gin, right?
That's cute gin.
Gin is supposed to be like burn your throat,
Yeah.
like
Shout out
really-
to McQueen in the Violet Fog. Has to be the smoothest gin.
Oh, we need to get that on here.
I've been
McQueen?
trying to get them to sponsor me.
Because they got your last name.
Yeah, shout out to Wiz
All
Khalifa.
right, well let's send this to them. Yo, Wiz.
Shout out to
we
Wiz
need-
Khalifa.
We need that.
My guy Brett Barish over there. So Brett Barish is the guy behind Bel Air, the Bel Air champagne.
Okay.
That Rick Ross and all of them. So his champagne is Bel Air. His rum is Bumbu. His gin is McQueen in the Violet Fog. So I've been trying to get Brett, if you see this, I'll be seeing you bouncing around Miami. I need a sponsorship. It's only fitting. It's only right. McQueen in the Violet Fog, Barion Mcqueen. It just goes.
That makes a lot of sense.
It gotta go.
I think so.
Maybe I'll
You know
just
what
hit
was so
Wiz up.
good?
What?
That drink we had at the man cave.
Oh, shout out to 50 States Vodka.
50 States vodka. I was
Oh,
just trying to remember what the name of it was.
50 States Vodka. That thing was good.
So good.
Surprised by the guy that was representing.
Entrepreneur, I love it.
Right?
I love it. He went from bartending.
Do you remember his name? What was his
to
name?
being no, it's something
Damn.
like Converse, something online.
So the representative of this vodka was throwing an event. We were tasting the vodka, but then halfway through, halftime show comes up and like
He was
he's
the
a rapper,
performer.
so he performed. He got on there, threw down some bars. Really,
yeah,
no,
for
really
sure.
good. Definitely really good. We'll find him while B pulls him up.
I don't know about this Vita Coco coconut water. Fire.
Y'all always addicted to that water. There's probably a lot of people watching this that are addicted to that coconut
I'm not
water.
really addicted to it.
Every time I get it, y'all drink it all.
I don't.
So that's his vodka, bro.
This is like the second time I drink
That's
it.
his vodka.
Stop.
He's the owner.
Perfect
Owner and
for
marketing manager for 50 States
post-workout
Vodka.
hangovers.
What's his
afternoon
name?
boosts,
Hold on.
Smoothies.
Converse.
Nobody wants to hear about coconut water
General
right
human
now.
tendency to get thirsty.
His name on Instagram
Whatever.
is only Converse with high tops.
What's his name?
Converse, I guess.
That's his name, Converse. We're going to need to do research on this because that's interesting. That changes the perspective. I thought he was like representative of the vodka. Now he's the owner of the vodka. Plus, he's an artist. That's
Yeah, he said he was the
pretty
owner.
crazy.
Yeah, he's the
I
owner.
totally forgot. Space.
But you can see the passion in how he was putting them drinks together, though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, real smooth.
At
You
his
can't buy,
table.
yeah, you can't
Yeah.
buy that passion. He's like, yo, I need you to come over here. I need you to hold the bottle and get some pictures. Let me make you a drink, and I want to make a drink for your friends. And like, he passionate, and it was good.
That was very sweet.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Shout out to 50 States Vodka. Man, we shouting everybody's liquor brand. We ain't locked in a sponsor yet.
Yeah.
It's coming though.
We're free agents right now. That's the idea.
This is what we doing.
Right,
We,
free
we
agents.
putting all y'all vodkas and gins and rums and tequilas. Y'all all going through an exploratory phase right now.
It'll eventually lead to like a liquor podcast.
No, I mean we're just gonna have it the vibe.
Yeah, it's a
Shout out
vibe.
to Marley. Marley, hook us up.
Marley gonna plug us in.
She'll plug us in. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
Yuli had slushies through here. Like, somebody gonna get the sponsorship, man. I'll take a Modelo sponsorship.
He's like, I'll take a Modelo though.
The Secchies, any of
Yeah,
those.
those are fire. All right, so that's the intermission of our alcohol break. Let's go ahead and go right back into it. YouTube is putting up or shutting up. They have put up a new feature on
Podcast
YouTube
tab.
for podcasts, specifically for podcasts.
I'm-
Tell me
I-
what you think about it before I tell you what it's for.
I don't understand it.
All right, so your initial impressions. What's up?
My initial impressions is what was everybody's video content already that was podcasting?
Yeah, but now it's like instead of them writing podcast in the end, they can actually put it in a category.
But I just have mine in a playlist now called podcast.
Well, you're gonna have to start changing it.
I don't
So let me see if I could bring some clarity to the reason why this feature is out there. Remember, they just went through a shift of who's in charge, who's at the helm, right? Yeah, they just went through a
They
shift.
did.
Yeah. The YouTube's
it's the same person that owns Google, right?
the YouTube CEO that we knew of. I forgot her name. I have to look it up right now. But she stepped aside. She's still a part of the company, but steps aside.
It's a girl?
And someone else stepped up. A male. I forgot the guy's name too. Damn, so ill prepared for this information. But
Neil Mohan.
there he is. He is the new guy in charge, right?
So he replaced Susan
Correct.
Woznicki in February this year.
Correct.
And he's from India.
So I'm assuming this has to do. I'm assuming this has to do with one of his moves. It could have been something that she had in the pipeline. We don't know. But the idea is that creators will get a podcast-specific discovery and recommendation features to make it easy for your audience to find your podcast, as well as options to be featured on youtube.com/podcast in the US. And later, it'll be available in YouTube Music. Officially, the latter is coming soon to creators in the US right now. So this is actually, they're trying, I feel like that what they're trying to do is what they have done already for music artists. You know, when a music artist releases music,
You have an artist channel.
people don't know that. Let's put people on game right now. What happens to a music artist, B? Go ahead.
So my YouTube page actually now is an artist channel because in 2022, I put out 6 records. Nobody knows I put new music out. Strategically, because I was trying to understand Spotify's algorithms. So I put out 6 songs last year that I never promoted. You can go on Spotify right now and look up Barion Mcqueen, and I put out 6 records last year. I did that to see what music would do without any promotion and marketing. If these algorithms will actually push you if you were consistently dropping. So for 6 weeks in a row, I put a new song out every Friday with no promotion. I didn't put it on social media. I didn't put it on none of my platforms just to see what kind of traction it got.
How was the whole uploading?
I go through, my partner is TuneCore. I've been using TuneCore since I was an artist.
That's like an app?
Yeah, well, it's a distribution platform. So a lot of artists go through different distribution
CD
platforms.
Baby.
Yep, CD Baby. I forgot the one that was for Vivo, for music videos specifically. There's a distribution platform just for music videos. Yeah, Vidya. But I forgot what I was going to say about that. But yeah, different distribution platforms, that's what it is.
Thank you.
So just last year with no promotion, 20,000 streams last year.
No promotion, just dropping it onto your fan page.
Just dropping it on Spotify.
Sorry, dropping it on Spotify, and then it shows up.
Through my
Congrats.
TuneCore. Through my TuneCore.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you can go listen to Living the Life, Go Getters, My Moment, King's Queen, and Puddles of Love.
Hey, that's big because a lot of artists, they get caught up in this mindset that they have to have marketing budgets.
Just put it out. Put it out.
Put it out.
I feel like I say the same thing on this microphone. Just start.
Yeah.
Put it out.
And you also never know, putting it out, the doors that can open for you.
The problem that I feel like people don't understand, there are, and I could be wrong, 88,000 new songs per day on Spotify.
Wow.
Per day, you're competing with 88,000 people every day of new music.
So do you think, you know how you guys see how in Apple Music they have Apple Podcasts? Mm-hmm. You think YouTube's going to come out with a YouTube podcast app?
No.
It's interesting.
I don't think so.
It's interesting connection she's making. I don't think, well, let me just start off with my personal point of view.
No, because if you look at what Spotify does, it's just like they have it separated. Here's the music.
And then there's the podcast.
Podcasts.
Spotify has podcasts?
Yeah, but they have like a section for it.
Oh, but not an app, right?
Not a separate app, but it makes sense for a music distribution platform to have like that separate category for it. I feel like the disconnect is like what you said originally is like, why do you need that for a video distribution platform when the video podcast was just an evolution of what the regular audio only podcast was, just to create a little bit more dynamic, maybe more engagement, maybe more content.
It all ties into them being able to now chop timestamps, and all of this stuff is all around video content. Video is the new currency of creating content. Static posts are, let's be clear, Instagram put out their little disclaimer that we noticed that we messed up by pushing reels, and starting next month, they're stopping where you can get paid for reels next month.
Yeah.
So they're like, now we're...
So everybody that got those checks is no longer... Those checks ain't coming in.
Yeah, my little $200.
Did you get one? I got one.
I get $200 a month from Instagram.
$200 a month on that one.
And I take it and I put it right back in ads.
Ah, yeah. Free ad money.
Smart.
Yeah.
So I don't make shit. But I think that's what it is, right? So it's just like, they're going to push that version of content. But Instagram's saying now they want people to get back to what Instagram was supposed to be. Start putting pictures up. And now we're going to even the playing field now with how the algorithm shows. So you can get back to putting pictures and you don't have to be so real heavy. Because I'm like, y'all don't care about pictures? Reels it is. And I ain't put no pictures up in months. For what?
Yeah.
Y'all paying me for the reels, so that's what I'm going to give you.
Just like I think TikTok pays you too.
Yeah, I think a lot of these platforms are competing with each other, so they're trying to entice you in some way, shape, or form to be able to create more content. I think
How's the
that's what it
videos
comes down
on
to.
Facebook? There's Reels. What is it called on Facebook?
It's the same thing. Reels.
Same thing. They have like a real stories.
All of that.
Mm-hmm. That's what the approach
Shout
is.
out to one of my favorite platforms for business, LinkedIn. Oh, that good old LinkedIn today. I got a friend request from Dorenia today on LinkedIn.
Look, I feel some type of way about it. Like, I know you're shouting it out and all that good stuff, but like, I feel like I disconnected from LinkedIn a while back, and I doubled down on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, totally forgetting about it, right? Maybe because I wasn't around the right people asking me, what's your LinkedIn? And yesterday's event, the first time in literally 5 to 10 years, what's your LinkedIn? I'm like, oh, come on, bro.
But that goes to
Seriously?
show you, like, you should at least just have it.
So when I got her friend request today, it motivated me to put some content on there. So I just took some reels from Instagram
and put them on
LinkedIn. But when I was listening to this guy's podcast today, a lot of those personal branding experts all talked about, like at the end of his interview, he's like, where can they find you? Everybody said LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Which is probably why when I went to look at their Instagram and it was trash.
They're focused on LinkedIn.
They're focused on LinkedIn. They dealing with business owners.
Networking, B2B.
I know a client that's just focused on LinkedIn.
For example, this young man who now is the CEO of YouTube don't have an Instagram, but look at the first profile he has.
LinkedIn. It's crazy. I'll admit it. Look, I'll be the first to look. I don't know. I know it. I know how to go in and update it, all that good stuff. But the reinvention of LinkedIn, I had a friend of mine who actually worked inside it, and like they were part of that movement. I'd never jumped on that bus. I let that bus. I was like, peace. You guys can ride off. Like I'm gonna go play in this other play box.
Do you sometimes
go ahead.
feel professionals just think Instagram is not to be taken serious?
They don't see the value in it because of the ROI, right?
Yeah.
Every business owner that I've ever consulted with or ever did social media management, they're like, hey, Barion, if we paying you to do social media, how many leads you going to get? That's all they cared about. And I'm like, it's not for leads. It's for visibility and brand awareness.
And connections.
That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like if people stuck around to this point in the podcast, we're right now like heading up towards the end. I feel like we should give them recent sauce that we just learned about, right? At this latest event, you went outside, you did a live, and I stuck around inside and did what I do. They call me the router sometimes, like,
sauce.
Wi-Fi router. So I go out and I start talking to people and I meet this guy, this platform called OWL, OWWLL. You guys can check it out, OWWLL.com. The reason I got so intrigued by it is because of the monetization aspect, the hey, business professional as opposed to content creator. I want to open myself up so that you can talk to me, ask me for advice, but there's a paywall. So it's not like everybody getting
stop
to
picking my brain for free.
Like picking my brain for free. We all go through it, right? Somebody watching this is probably going through it, right? They're getting a whole bunch of people seeing their journey, and then they're picking their brain, taking up their time, and derailing them a little bit, right? But this platform is pretty cool. I haven't really, I'll be honest, haven't dove completely into it, but I like the vision of it. I like the fact that people could go on there, read your bio. Okay, cool. This person might be someone credible that I can find information from. Let me tap in for $1, $2, whatever.
It's a membership?
Go, give it to me.
Membership?
Give it to me because I haven't gone fully into it. Go ahead,
Now, let me ask you this question. There are 3 people on the app that are personal branding experts. Which one do you pick?
3 people.
There's 3 people.
Great question. So we read the bio. What else do we got from them? We got social media links or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I might do a little research and tap on one of the social media links.
And what's going to separate those people when you go to each social media link? Because now you've been taken off the app. Right?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I would just be like, okay, well, I look on Instagram. This person looks like something maybe I want to look like, right? It's nice and organized. It has good logos, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is my way of vetting this person, right? But now I'm off the app. What do? Do I DM him? Do I know DM etiquette appropriate enough to get in the DM? Or do I want to hear their voice?
So this is my thought process as an investor. When somebody brings me a product and says, yo, this is the next big thing, I'm so big on personal brand. You just took me off the app because I can't differentiate who's the credible person on your app. So when I went on Mentor Cam, shout out to Mentor Cam, when they launched that, they were very strategic to only have one expert in each niche to avoid that.
That sounds.
I was the
fire.
marketing guy. There was a sex coach. There's Billy Blanks is the fitness guy. Michael Vick is the NFL guy. Mario is going to teach you how to get in the music business. So you have elite professionals vetted by the app. That's it. Ain't no other choice for marketing. It's me. Ain't no other choice for music. It's Mario.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I like ideas. I like innovation, right? And I like when people try to disrupt something.
Right.
Are they the only ones trying to disrupt it? No.
Right.
There's been plenty of others trying to go at it. But I feel like there is a clear separation of people that are open to communicating. Hey, I want to call somebody up. We know some of those people that instead of texting us, they'll call us, and they'll call us over and over and over.
Please don't ever call my phone. And when I don't pick up, don't call back to back. I don't do the back to back. My wife don't even back to back call me. You feel free to text me because I'm going to text you anyway. So you might as well beat me to it and tell me what you needed. And then I can give you a response at my pace when I'm ready to respond because I'm busy.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a little bit of growing pains for this type of approach, right? Because the way that the app tries to curve that is that, let's say you're on a drive. Let's say you're going to go on a business trip and you're like, okay, I'm going to be on this drive 2 or 3 hours.
Let me turn it on.
Let me turn it on.
And
right?
entertain yourself there.
Well, no, you turn it on so that people can reach you, reach out to you, right? So then that's letting me dictate what time I actually have available.
Yeah.
I think the downside to that is that when you're not popular enough or when you don't have a lot of fan base, that you're going to sit there, you're going to open up your time, but no one's going to reach out around that time, and that'll demotivate you, get you off of it, so on and so forth,
If
right?
your
That could be
personal brand ain't strong. It don't matter what industry you in. This is why I'm an advocate for this. Because if you go to any new app, anything, they always ask you to link to other apps.
Yeah.
So you have to be strong on those.
So is there a membership?
You go
need
on
to pay?
Instagram, you go on TikTok, they still want to link your Instagram. They still want a bio. They still want a website. All of these things take you off the app. So you got to be very well versed, because if you somebody that's looking at somebody, you on that app, and you like, all right, his Instagram good, but he ain't really say nothing. Let me see if he on YouTube, right? Oh, I see his YouTube presence. Now he done lost you because that's maybe how you like to consume. So even though you was on this one app, you done already went through 3 other social media platforms to try to give this guy a chance that he might be the one I might call.
I think it goes from niche to sub-niche to sub-niche to sub-niche, right? Like if you have someone that is in the industry that you're specializing in, if you have someone that's in the mindset of looking for a mentor but doesn't have a way of reaching out to mentors or networking with mentors, I feel like then this may be your answer. But the audience that I just niched down to is probably very small, right? So there may be a cap to the growth, right? Because of the behaviors of the demo, of which demo you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like baby boomers love this shit. Yeah, they love to call people, right?
Oh, we seen that on the damn TikTok.
All the time.
I get on TikTok live. Somebody ready to go live with me. Like, who are you, sir? What we going live for?
And that's the other generation, right? One generation wants to talk to you on the phone. There's another generation that just want to have FaceTimes.
Yeah.
I literally sometimes at the end of the week have like a list of FaceTime calls, and it's a specific age group of people that are calling me with nothing but FaceTime. And the team, right? Because the team, I always call you guys on FaceTime unless I'm in the bathroom and then y'all don't get my camera.
Yeah. I also feel it's like how people want to handle their business. There's some people that just want to have a platform for everybody to just be on there, or they want a strategy where they have an expert for each industry.
Yeah, that's the way. I think that's the best way to go, right?
But then again, that's where you see it's whoever's managing that business.
And I think it comes down to the pain points, because a lot of people hate having their time wasted. So they want an answer to have like a paywall or a block or something to not get to you, right? But this is like one way of them not getting to you or whatever it may be. And now you're going to monetize it because you're going to charge $1 or $2 or whatever.
Yeah, but then you think about this, right? If you're a podcast expert, right? And you get on the app. But we know you in the growing space of growing your personal brand, right? And then Grant Cardone gets on the app and he's a podcast expert. Well,
Right.
Who's going to want to compete with like
this
someone
is a
like
money
Grant
play
Cardone?
for anybody with a big brand.
But then I feel like at the end of the day, before you said even that Grant Cardone thing, you have to respect the hustle, because I feel like people at the end of the day are trying to make everybody's life easier, or they're just trying new things.
But the power of the brand is what I always preach.
Yeah.
That's going to get you in the doors, man. no matter what the industry is.
Yeah.
Your personal brand.
Personal
If I
brand.
tomorrow say, you know what, I'm gonna get into fishing. If my personal brand is where it is, and these people just been so engaged, I'm like, you know, I follow Barion because he was a personal brand name.
Yeah,
but
why is he
fishing,
yeah,
right?
He should keep that in private.
Yeah, but somebody's gonna want to check it out.
Yeah.
Because some people is just that bought into the personal brand
Yeah.
that they like. He might be a good fisher. Let me see what a fishing
Or
episode.
that even might bring you more like
a whole nother
fisher-
audience,
yeah.
right? So I'm a personal brand guy. Sorry.
It's all good. Let's bring it full circle. Let's summarize this thing. Branding is important, right? Make sure you have all your pillars in check when you're starting to build your brand.
Can I say a caveat though?
Tell me what you can.
Because I want to really encourage the introverts. There's some people don't want to be seen. They don't want their face out. I get all of that, right?
I remember that. Yeah, go ahead.
If you're not going to be the face, you need to find a face. Go on Instagram and find a pretty girl. I'm like, you want to be the face of my brand?
Yeah.
That's the sauce right there, right?
It's expensive sauce, though.
It is.
Extremely expensive.
It's expensive, but it provides a solution.
Unless you get lucky, that girl's just like, yeah, sure, I'm willing to take that on.
It doesn't have to be a girl though. Like he's just saying that just because.
Yeah.
I say
It
that
could be
because
any-
women run the world.
I mean, we could talk about that in another lab.
Respect. That's respect.
Respect, right? But the idea, what Barion's talking about, is that if you're not going to be the face of it, get a spokesperson, get someone that aligns with your brand. Make sure that they believe in your vision, because when they speak about it, they have to speak about it very passionately so that people can like really understand it, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Tim Wright.
Shout out to
yesterday.
Tim White, right? We got a whole article on this, on the partnership with Tim Wright and Ben White of Dome Audio. Check it out on all the platforms that I mentioned earlier. We'll put some links down below, but DaVinciMagazine.com has an article.
Yeah.
We just went to that event. Hip Hop Dose has a cool spin on that article as well. I wrote that by myself, so shameless plug. But let's land this plane, guys. Like today we talked about a lot of different things. We got into being able to build your brand, making sure you have all the things, the website, the Instagram, the YouTube. And if you don't have it, at least have something there so that people can consume and get to know what your business is about, right? We talked about batch content, right? Being able to get like a lot of those videos recorded through podcasts.
Yeah.
Right? Because podcasting right now, I don't even say right now, it's been going on.
Yeah.
For years.
The wave has been rolling.
Yeah.
It's just people feel like the wave has crashed and they're like, oh, there's too many out there. There is not enough.
Not enough.
They felt like
Yeah.
they was late to the party.
They was late to the party, but you weren't. You weren't late to the party. Get out there. Get your phone if you can't get into a studio. If you could get into a studio, you want to give us a try, go check out Code.Lab Studios Miami and then come on in and we'll try to get you out there. Shout out to our latest podcast members that have started at the studio. Dale con Yuli. Check that out. Put that in the description as well. She just released her first episode, right? Pilot episode. And the second one is in the works. And she's moving into the third. We also have Disrupt. Disrupt just came through the doors to restart their new season. We're really excited about that.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Miyagi, these little insects that get in here.
Yeah, even if it's not like starting a podcast, even if it's just starting a YouTube channel on anything, there's not enough.
Yeah. What I encourage people to do, and I think people don't understand the power of the website, right? If you're building a brand and you have one funnel for people to pick and choose which platform they want to follow you on, use that website as the home. And from home, they can decide what they want to consume.
Yeah, because the website is just throws it back to like point.
Look, this is me.
Zero.
I'm Barion Mcqueen, right? But on Barion Mcqueen, you want to read a book? It's a book there. You want to listen to a podcast? It's a podcast there. You want to go to my Instagram?
Go on Instagram. Yeah.
Always have the hub, and you let them pick. They might have a certain platform that they like to consume on. My
You want to
wife
see
is
his thoughts? Go on Twitter.
my wife is a TikToker. She don't care about Instagram at all. She don't care about Facebook at all. She's a TikToker, proud to be one. Every time I tell her it's about to get banned, she's like, F you, I'll go to China and watch TikTok. Like, she's a TikToker. But give people the options. It's like when you invoice, right? If you go to somebody and invoice and be like, oh, I only take PayPal
Or cash.
or cash. Like, oh, you don't take checks and Venmo and Cash App, and you got to have it all.
But I think it's even more important than that. I'm going to leave that seed for the next one. But what Barion is talking about is the use of Linktree and all those other types of services, as opposed to owning your own digital real estate, having your website as that launching pad to all your different social media platforms.
That's going to be next week's episode.
Stay tuned for next week's
Digital
episode.
real estate.
Digital real estate for next week's episode. Thank y'all for staying tuned to the end. If you're here, we appreciate you so much for staying tuned an hour into the show. Thank you so much. Anyone you guys want to get into last remarks? And then
So yeah, that's pretty much how our week went.
that's pretty much how it went. You want to send them out, B?
Nah, because I'm long-winded. Dorenia, give us something.
Yeah, D, give us something.
Give us something?
Yeah, because I'm
Send us out.
Now I'm stuck on
Give me
digital real estate.
give me one word to send this out to this podcast.
Send this out.
One word. Recap it first.
Continue watching.
Continue watching. Sweet and to the point.
Yeah.
Peace from the lab.
Yeah.